Okay, so we got Steam is on a warpath from your boy Legendary Drops. Okay, so I gotta see what is going on with Steam.
There has very much been a cultural revolution within the video game industry between the players and the publishers and the media, and a lot of it has been platformed off of Steam. Not
Mm-hmm.
actively, so to say, more passively than anything else, because it's one of the only places, it's one of the only platforms where the customer still has a voice and that voice can be heard. We just don't see that in a lot of other places.
Yep. A la the Steam reviews for literally any game. Let me see. Can I bring up my Steam? Come on. Um, let's just go to featured store. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Let's check this. That's my birthday. Yeah, sure. Um, right here, you can see all the reviews. Very positive overall. Recent reviews, very positive. All reviews, very positive. Over 100,000 reviews, very positive. So, and you can even see the percent, and then you can see the credentials of every reviewer. Bunny Boo 100, 16.7 hours, challenging but a lot of fun. Up Thumb, recommended, 29.1 hours from Zed. Uh, Played instead as my PC isn't good enough to handle Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I found myself going through a whirlwind of emotions. And then you can click on read more, you can see his whole review, and it's based off of his total time played. This makes the most sense, okay, to me. Look at this guy, 146 hours, peak medieval RPG. All of this makes the most sense to me. Your review is based off of how much of the game you experienced. What is wrong with that? That is the most honest and genuine way to review something. A lot of other platforms seem to think differently. It's just the state of the world that we live in.
And I don't think a lot of people have picked up on this, but not only has Steam been getting more popular, they've been on a warpath. They've been setting up rules and regulations for all of these other publishers to follow. And if they don't fall in line, well, then they're not going to be on Steam. And these
Yeah.
guys want to be on Steam.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on Steam, man. There's a lot of people on Steam, dude. You want to tap into the PC market? You gotta be on Steam. Like, yeah, you could like try to peddle something on like the Epic Store or Origin or the Epic thing or the Origin thing. What else? Or there's the Blizzard thing. There's the what else am I missing? I'm missing. There's like the Ubisoft thing, platform launcher doodad. What else? I'm probably missing a couple. Whatever, they're irrelevant.
And I realize that a lot of people are going to push back and say that's a lot of power for one company to have. And you're absolutely right in that. But from my perspective, they've also become our de facto legislators in an industry that is wildly underregulated.
Mm-hmm.
They are putting consumer protections in place in an industry where those consumer protections don't exist. And why are they doing it? Well, it's because they value their audience.
Mm-hmm.
We've had plenty of conversations about an industry at war with its own audience. Well, this is the last bastion of that industry where they still care about us.
However, Steam is not perfect by any means. It's just the best version of platform game service that we have. You know, all the games that I have on Steam, I don't actually own them. All right, that's number one. Another point, and this is not an all-encompassing thing. The 2-hour playtime window to play a game, and then you can have like the option to like return it or something, and it has to be like a good reason. A lot of times, if you're buying a game on day one, it could take you 2 hours just to get the game up and running. All right, and a lot of games nowadays, they don't really work on day one. Okay, they just don't. And when you're sitting there on like a loading screen for 2+ hours, and then you play the game on like the 3rd hour, and then you quickly realize, oh, I don't like the game, I want to refund it, and then you go to return it, it's like, oh, you get a little window. You played more than 2 hours. It's like, no, I didn't. I only played 15 minutes. Yeah, but when you uploaded the game, what do you call it? You spent 2 hours on the loading screen and waiting in the queue. Okay, yeah, that counts. Like, well, that's fucking stupid. Okay, and also, that's like the second point. A third point is the Steam reviews. They are subject to being like view botted or review bombed. You know, just make a bunch of accounts and then just like somebody has like a really big chip on their shoulder, like, I hate this game. They're just like, review bomb it, and then just big red bar down stonks. And it's like, damn, that sucks.
So from hitting 40 million concurrent players on Steam and exposing Activision Blizzard to beating Amazon and not even knowing it, today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the continued success of Steam and how they're drawing battle lines nobody wants to cross.
Good.
If Steam was ever going to have a competitor, it would have been Amazon, because they have the money, the infrastructure, the Twitch integrations they could do to be able to create something massive, but instead they threw billions at a problem and made nothing. A former Amazon executive admitted as much in a recent article from Windows Central written by Michael Hoagland titled "Amazon Admits Defeat to Steam as Former VP Declares." We were 250 times bigger, but Goliath lost. Just because
we're 250 times bigger. Yeah, there's way more people on Amazon than there are on Steam. But Goliath lost. Just because you are big enough to build something doesn't mean people will use it. Yeah. Very true. And it's kind of hilarious to think that like Amazon was trying to be like its own version of Steam. I mean, that's news to me.
You're big enough to build something doesn't mean...
Bro, look at all these social medias. I don't even know how. Well, I kind of know. That's Facebook, X. This is Blue Sky. How is this like real? Reddit, Pinterest, Tetris? Question mark. Is this Threads? Like a squiggly string @ sign? And is this like email? Bro, this is just like a race to the right over here. Like, how many more social medias are we gonna get with like random little doodad logos?
Mean people will use it. Michael writes, in a LinkedIn post, Ethan Evans recalls his loss to Steam when he led the division. We were at least 250 times bigger, and we tried everything, but ultimately Goliath lost. That's an interesting choice of words when you compare market share. While it's true Amazon by itself is a company that vastly outsizes Steam, no other company has ever held a portion of the PC market like Steam has. To me, they've always been Goliath. It's just been other Goliaths coming to battle them with similar tools and identical features, but a simple change of attire. Ethan admits to misunderstanding what it...
If you're trying to compete in a contest and your what do you call it? And your strategy is based around copying the other guy, you have already lost. All right? Sports has done this already. If you're trying to copy the other guy, you've already lost. You have to innovate. Do something better that your opponent is not doing.
Took to take on the giant. At Amazon, we assumed that size and visibility would be enough to attract customers, but we underestimated the power of existing user habits. We never validated our core assumptions before investing heavily in solutions. The truth is, gamers already had a solution to their problems, and they weren't going to switch to another platform just because a new one was available.
I mean, gamers already had solutions to their problems. Like I said, Steam has issues, all right? But I think overall, they're like minor issues compared to like the issues that every other platform had.
When a person is happy, they don't go look elsewhere because something else is available. When a player has a large library of games, achievements, friends, and hours spent on a product platform, what's the reason for them to shift?
Yeah.
Beep boop does not compute. We fail to understand user habits. These suits are complete bots failing to...
I mean, that's true. All of these guys trying to compete with Steam are frothing at the mouths to try to get a read, to try to like mentally read my mind on my habits. They want to have like a camera in my room. They want to have, I mean, they already have a camera on my phone and shit, but they want to, I mean, essentially it's just a matter of them paying enough money for all the like information and that every other website has, and Amazon just needs to like shell out some more money to like go buy that information. It's like, oh, he spent like 5 seconds looking at this new movie. He spent 10 seconds looking at this video. That's what he's interested in. Oh, where's most of his time spent on playing the games? Oh, it's on Steam. What kind of games is he playing? Oh, I'm trying to read his mind. I'm trying to use every single piece of money to throw at everything to try to like amass more information. These like big old CEOs would actually just love to read your mind, but they can't.
You understand anything about the industry, the games, or the players. Just one time I want to hear these guys say something that genuinely reflects the perspective of the players. Just one time I want them to put themselves in the players' shoes. They were so close saying gamers already have a solution. The issue is these suits don't understand the problem being solved is them. Amazon thought that they could brute force their way into the PC gaming space.
I didn't. Honestly, I'm going to repeat again. I didn't even know Amazon tried to do anything to compete against Steam. I had no idea.
But they never understood why people use Steam in the...
Bro, this fucking fat fish, all right? You've seen this fish before, you know, like in the pre-Jurassic era of like when the fish was like trying to evolve, and it goes from like this aquatic only creature to like an amphibious type of creature, whatever Uzduna was like based on. This guy is like a big piñata, essentially, okay?
First place, Steam's not just a storefront, it's a platform that's built on trust. Valve isn't some faceless mega corporation chasing quarterly earnings reports. It's a company ran by people who actually understand games. When they make changes, it's almost always in the favor of the developer or the player. They give developers real tools. They don't try to nickel and dime their players. They treat the ecosystem like a living thing, not a cash register. Meanwhile, Amazon thought that they could just throw some money at Twitch streamers, slap together a launcher, and all of a sudden compete with Steam, but they were wrong. Nobody cared. Nobody wanted to use Amazon's half-assed gaming service. Even with all of their unlimited money, they still couldn't buy relevance. And that's...
You know what's kind of funny with the people I watch on stream? Whenever they do stream, it's like, if the people I'm watching didn't, I don't know, like accept the sponsor from Amazon, whatever, it's probably because they didn't believe in the platform to begin with. Meanwhile, every other person that accepted the Amazon deal, they're just taking it as like, oh, whatever. They're just, it's like, oh, I got my bag. It's taking candy from a baby. I don't give a shit about this stupid Amazon product. I know it's gonna fail, but I'm gonna take the money anyway. Oh, that's so funny.
That's why Steam is untouchable. It's not about the games, it's about how the platform treats you. And unlike every other company within this industry, Valve doesn't treat its customers like walking ATMs. Amazon failed, Epic failed, Ubisoft failed. Every single competitor who has tried to take on Steam has failed, and it's because Valve actually respects their customers. Imagine that, a company that doesn't hate us. You know, I'll be honest with you guys.
That's crazy.
If it wasn't for me actually reading these headlines, I wouldn't even have known that Amazon even had a storefront. That's how little people were talking
I didn't
about
know.
it. That's how little people were interested in anything other than Steam. And Steam's success isn't going to be stopping anytime soon because it's part of a much bigger shift in this industry. PC gaming is growing faster than ever, and the data proves it. As reported by IGN in an article titled Steam Tops 40 Million Concurrent Players.
Yeah, why would I want to waste my money on another $600 a fucking black box that only goes up to like sometimes 60 FPS. These things aren't even like programmed to go up to 144 FPS on most games. Like maybe there's like 1 or 2 games that go up to 144 FPS on console, but that's not the norm. I don't even think, like, let me see. Quick Google search. Let me see. Are there any games on the current gen consoles that go up to 144 FPS? No games support a 44 FPS. Oh my god, I'm over here chilling at like my monitor's like over 200, and sometimes I'll put it on like uncapped FPS or whatever. I'm over here chilling. It's like everything is supremely smooth. Meanwhile, console bros are like, next slide, please. Next slide, please. What the fuck is this?
For the first time, as we all jump in to play Monster Hunter Wilds, Vicky Blake reports Steam, the most popular digital game distributor for PC players, has once again broke its own concurrent user record, breaching 40 million concurrent players for the first time. Over the weekend, which just so happened to coincide with Monster Hunter Wilds launch on Friday, February 28th, Steam logged 40,270,997 simultaneous players, breaking its previous record of 39.9 million players set in February 2025.
Dang.
In fact, according to SteamDB, Steam's concurrent record, seen by some as a way of measuring the success of Valve's digital platform, has been broken almost every single month since May 2024, with the concurrent peak rising from...
Steam is just, it can't be beaten right now. It's just nothing but up arrows, up stonks, green, top right, the type of aura.
35.5 million players to 40.2 million in just 6 months. So now let's put all this into perspective. Steam isn't just growing, it's growing faster than ever. While gaming platforms are struggling with engagement loss, live service failures, and subscription fatigue, well, Steam is doing the exact opposite. Every single month, their records keep breaking. Every year, their foothold in the industry gets stronger. And that's because PC gaming isn't slowing down, it's accelerating.
So all these console people, and I mean like the developers, quit making your damn games for console first and then porting it to PC. Make the thing for PC first and then port it to console. Stop it.
Consoles used to be the convenient option. Plug it in, press start, and play. But that illusion has started to crack. Next-gen console hardware launched with big promises, but what did the players actually get? 30 FPS modes, aggressive upscaling, missing features, and all the while, these platforms have done little to improve the customer experience. I mean, we have people that are buying the hardware outright, subscribing to play online using the internet they already own, and they're being...
My boy over here playing Assassin's Creed, where everybody else playing Monster Hunter.
being filtered into a limited ecosystem of games where their reviews mean nothing. They're being bombarded with ads on their dashboard, and they're locked out of basic features.
What? No way. Ads on Xbox console are getting worse. Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X consoles are getting more ads from this guy on September 22, 2024. Wasn't that too long ago? Whoa! I mean, if I open up Steam again, I go home, library home. Wait, no. Oh, I got to update. PoE, okay. Store. I purposely go to the store and I purposely want to see ads to like try to sell me on some shit, okay? Everybody knows D4 bad. Everybody knows COD bad. Goes to see me good. That's why it's on my wish list, and these things aren't. It's like, okay, but then I mean, this is the store. It's nothing but ads. I want to like look for and play games. But if I go like anywhere else, it's like I don't see ads anywhere. Like, God damn it, why'd I buy this? This thing's a piece of shit. Like, I click on random game. Oh, the Marvel Rivals update doodad. Let's see. Any ads on like a game in my library? Mad Max. No more ads. Yeah. That's not bad.
What exactly are these people playing for? Of course they're going to start going to PC. And then we have streaming culture because more players aren't just playing games anymore. They're creating content. They're streaming on Twitch, editing clips for YouTube, and engaging with gaming in ways that consoles just simply weren't built for. The Steam Deck has made a huge difference as well. This is one of the smartest things that Valve has ever done because it's not just a handheld PC, it's a bridge. It pulled in console players who had never touched Steam before, and once they saw what was possible, no paid subscriptions for online, full access to an entire library of games, the ability to tweak and mod things whenever you want to, why would you go back? More games, fewer restrictions. Steam doesn't have the same walled garden nonsense that PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox do. Early access thrives here. Indie games have a real shot at success. Modding is alive and well, and Valve isn't strong-arming developers into exclusivity deals and trying to push a storefront that nobody wants. But arguably the biggest catalyst for Steam's recent success is actually the launch of Steam China back in 2021. While initially the adoption rate was pretty slow, we've seen with the launch of Black Myth Wukong and more recently Monster Hunter Wilds just how much of an impact that can have. I myself am welcoming my Chinese brethren into the fold because these guys do not put up with poor optimization. Did you guys know that most of the negative reviews on Monster Hunter Wilds were written in simplified Chinese?
Really? Let me see this. There's no shot. I gotta verify. Where is this Monster Hunter Wild? Where do I access the reviews? Community, reviews, support. I played 75 hours. Woohoo. Where are the reviews on this thing? Oh, God dang it. Store. Mixed. Oh. Astro. How do I tell if this is like a Chinese or not? Like I got 100 hours. How do I have no idea how to like, let's look at all the negative ones. Okay. As much as I enjoy the gameplay, I can't recommend it with the current performance issues. Remove de novo. Okay. Yeah. The little, the DRM bullshit sucks to suck. After 2 weeks since the game's release, I'm still unable to play it. Oh, Jesus Christ. That sucks. Good, but bad at the moment. Terrible performance. Wilds could be in such an amazing game, but with the nearly high-end hardware. Really? 42 hours. Capcom, you can do better. It's a decent game, but it feels unfinished. And people stop making excuses. The mindset of it will get fixed after release. Okay. Performance is an absolute embarrassment. Blah, blah, blah. Performance. I have no idea how to like see if this is like simplified Chinese or not. So, whatever.
Steam now has access to one of the biggest consumer markets in the entire world with a population of 1.4 billion people. Ooh. That's going to have an effect. The numbers don't lie. PC gaming isn't just growing, it's pulling in players away from consoles, and Steam is leading the charge. Not because they're trying to force anybody's hand, but because at the end of the day, they don't need to. When given a choice, players choose Steam, and that says everything. And Steam's only going to get bigger, especially because of Steam China, because we've already seen...
Let me see something real quick. Can I buy stocks in Steam? Steam stocks. Steam exchange, no. Okay, no, whatever. I'm just wrong.
That month after month, we're going to see more and more of these Chinese games release, and we saw the effect of Black Myth Wukong and how many players that brought into the ecosystem. And with some of these Chinese games that are going to be coming out, they're going to get national support, and that's going to act like a bullhorn that's going to bring in more Western players that are going to be attracted to that game and how popular it is. That's how this thing continues to work. And other than GOG, see, I mentioned GOG.
Was it Galaxy of Gamers or something? I think I have that one, but I like deleted it because I'm just like never on it. I think I had it, but then whatever.
Face me in the comments. I don't see any reason for me to use any other platform that's out there because none of them are as consumer friendly and as convenient as Steam is. Sure, I realize that that's monopolistic, but I really like it when a monopoly works for me. And that's exactly what Steam does. Steam works for me. At a glance, I can see everything that I want to about a game. I can see how many people are playing it. I can see what people are saying about it. I can see screenshots or the trailers or people streaming it. They have streams right on Steam. I can see what content's included in the version I want to buy. Maybe it's included in a bundle or maybe it's on sale. It'll put up in big, bold, yellow text whether or not it has any type of third-party software like
DRM. Yeah, and then also it'll tell you when the last time a developer made an update for the game. If you like bought it in early access, hoping that the developer would continue to do updates, and if the developer doesn't continue to do updates, Steam will just be like, "Yo, the last time this guy did an update was like a year ago." Yeah.
DRM or whatever else it might be. If I don't like it, within 2 hours, I can return it, no questions asked. And you just do not have those things on any other platform. Not a single one of them. It makes no sense to me how any of these companies would try to compete with Steam if they will not compete on their terms. If you are not trying to iterate on the things that make Steam successful, the reason why people go to Steam in the first place, then why are you even trying? All you're doing is wasting time and money, because every single month that you're not doing what they do, players are buying more games on Steam. They're becoming more invested on that platform, and it's getting even more popular.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't stand a chance. But I think that's the critical issue. It's not that they don't understand why Steam works or why Steam is popular. It's that they hate that it does, because they hate how user-friendly it is.
They hate how transparent it is. If a game is bad, everybody knows about it. It's not this stupid like Metacritic bullshit of, or Rotten Tomatoes of, this is the critic score, but this is the audience score. But on some movies and pieces of media, we don't even acknowledge the audience score because whatever.
They hate how much control and how much transparency it has. They had how much control the players have, how much choice the players have. And they really don't like the fact that they have to operate on Steam's terms instead of their own.
It sucks to suck. Deal with it.
Steam isn't just a storefront, it's an industry watchdog, and that becomes more obvious every year. Activision Blizzard recently tried to sneak in AI-generated art.
What? Activision finally admits it uses generative AI for some Call of Duty Black Ops 6 assets after backlash following AI slop zombie Santa loading screen. Give them a hand. No, I will not give them a hand. They used some AI bullshit to make some skins and shit, and they admitted that. That's like robbing a store and then admitting you just robbed a store. You don't get good boy points, you don't get stars, you don't get cookies for admitting you did the wrong. All right? I mean, hey, if maybe one day AI slop will be so freaking good that players will not even be able to tell the difference. But that day is not today. Okay? Give it a couple more years, or maybe even a couple months with how like exponentially good AI is getting, or whatever. But for them to try to cash in like right now on the little dopey ass AI skins, I can't imagine anything more lazy.
Into Call of Duty without telling anyone, letting players assume that they were paying for real handcrafted content until
it was handcrafted. They had to handcraft like a paragraph. How many? Let me see. How many sentences? Let me see. How many sentences is a paragraph? 3 to 8 sentences. They put in 3 to 8 sentences of work to develop, to like put into a prompt, to make some stupid gun skin. And yeah, that's what they want to charge. They want to charge you. I don't even know who did this. Like the developers or whatever. It's like, it's not enough for me to know, like all the different types of like Unreal Engine, 2D graphical animation tools I gotta use to like make a good gun skin or whatever, but I can't copy anything from the past. It's gotta be brand spanking new, and it's gotta be like $20 worth of good. It's gotta be a damn good skin. Okay, it can't be a little stupid $5 skin. I don't even know that little AI skins that they're talking about. They probably charge like $30 for that shit.
Steam's latest policy forced them to come clean. As of
Ooh, Call of Duty updated with generative AI disclosure on Steam page. Admits to AI use, but did not provide specifics. Bro, how are you gonna need an AI to make this? The level of lazy is mind-boggling. I'm just talking about the gun skin. I don't even know if this whole skin was like AI. Like, what is this? This is like if someone watched Breaking Bad, decided to put like a dopey like helmet on him, and instead of like orange, it's just white.
of 2025, Steam requires full transparency. If a game contains AI-generated content, it has to be disclosed up front. AI itself isn't necessarily the issue. I don't think that players are necessarily against it, but I think that players are against paying more for less. AI.
But if that was the case, why is Steam demanding that you disclose whether or not AI made the assets? Because it is an issue currently. Like I said, there will come a time where AI is so goddamn good you can't tell the difference between like handcrafted and AI. But that day is not today. Okay? It's kind of like the food industry on how whenever you go to Walmart in like the produce section or like any food really, the entire I forgot like what governmental agency was trying to push for like the GMO label, genetically modified organism label, to figure out like, oh, you can buy the little dog shit Doritos, but like there's got to be a label on it where it's like GMO. And there was a big push to stop the whole GMO labeling on food because it was perceived that if people see the GMO label, they are less likely to buy it. Same thing with the AI label. If people see the AI label on it currently, they're going to be like, oh, there's AI in here. I don't want this shit. That means some lazy motherfucker just typed in a prompt and just spat some bullshit out.
I should, in theory, lower costs and improve efficiency, yet somehow publishers are using it to cut corners while still charging premium prices. That's what players hate. Not that AI exists, but that it's being used to shortcut and pump out lazy, overpriced content. And if Steam hadn't stepped in, publishers would have kept pretending like it wasn't happening at all. And this isn't the first time that Valve has forced publishers to play fair. In 2024, EA openly...
Play fair? Oh, what a great sentence. Play fair? Because what does that imply? All these companies were not playing fair unless otherwise forced.
Discussed adding in-game advertisements, one of the most profitable ways to be able to nickel and dime your customers at the expense of their experience, but Steam shut it down immediately. They banned forced advertisements in games just like that.
This is another massive W for PC bros. Oh, this is so good.
While other companies may see gaming as another passive entertainment platform to monetize like streaming services, Valve made it clear players should not have to sit through a commercial break to play a game that they paid for. No wonder Sony's been so hesitant to move to Steam. I'm sure they'd love to cash in on that ad patent they've been sitting on. But if that wasn't enough,
what was that?
They'd love to cash in.
Turns out Sony owns the creepiest TV patent ever. Stop the world, I want to get off. When you purchase through links on our site, we may learn an affiliate commission. Here's how it works. McDonald's. Yay. And this fucking patent is like public. It's hilarious. I forgot like what you have to type in to like view it, but it's the most egregious fucking thing to like suggest to use. I forgot the word. So, like it's like what hypnosis people bros do to like suggest you to do things without forcing and telling you to do things. Is the same like psychology that like the commercials try to do.
In on that ad patent they've been sitting on. But if that wasn't enough, and this is something we've talked about in a previous video.
Oh, wasn't that the one where it's like, to skip the ad, yell out the word McDonald's. McDonald's. And then once you skip the ad so many times, you're just like, the only thing you know how to say or want is like McDonald's. Because it's not the ad that actually sells you. It's the skipping of the ad that sells you. So how do you make people skip an ad? Well, instead of clicking on the double arrow or whatever, or waiting 2-3 seconds to like skip ad, let's make it so that you can skip the ad, but you have to engage a different sense instead of just like tactile, just like skip.
Valve also cracked down on one of the biggest publisher scams, selling season passes and DLC with no intention on delivering the content on time. For years, developers have been getting away with promising post-launch expansions, collecting money up front, and either delaying their content indefinitely or just canceling it altogether. But Steam changed the rules. Now, if a developer misses their content or their DLC...
Bro, it's so hard to like break his little feelers. Like you gotta put him into enrage mode, which is easy, and then get a knock on him. It's pretty easy. But then he's sitting there like wiggling his head and shit, and it's like,
deadline and they don't notify Steam of the delay, Steam will automatically refund players. No waiting, no arguing, just instant refunds. Name another platform that does that. You can't. But what really pisses off these publishers about Steam isn't their policies, it's their transparency. Valve actually gives the players the information they need before making a purchase. And that's a serious threat to an industry that's built on hype, artificial scarcity, and manufactured popularity. Taking current player data, for example, Steam lets players see exactly how many people are playing a game in real time.
How many people are playing World of Warcraft? I don't know. There's nothing public about it. How many people are playing Fortnite? I don't know. There's nothing public about it. How many people are playing Riot, what's the fucking CS thing? Valorant. I don't know. It's not public. What else? What other games do some shiesty, shadowy bullshit? I don't fucking know. But yeah, the reason you hide your concurrent player base is to contribute to the illusion that nothing is wrong with our game, guys. There's a ton of people playing it. It's so popular. Meanwhile, these are like the actual numbers. You can't really fudge well, I mean, you can, but like, you can't really fake this. I think.
A feature that Ubisoft reportedly wanted to see them remove, but it's obvious why they would want to have it gone. Publishers.
Ubisoft reportedly want team to hide your concurrent player count for the Shadow game when it come out. Oh, you gotta hide the number just for us the one time, please. No. It's gonna be like any other game.
Do not want you to see the actual numbers. They want you listening to journalists to tell you that the game is popular. But on Steam, you don't have to take anyone's word for it. You can go see the numbers yourself. You can go see if a live service game is.
And especially now, lil bro. Hide the numbers? I don't think so. You can't hide these numbers, lil bro.
Is thriving or barely hanging on. You can decide if it's worth investing your money into or if it's already a ghost town that won't last another 6 months. And that's a problem because this directly conflicts with their financial goals. These companies have no problem making players spend money before they eventually pull the plug, and they have no issue gaslighting players into believing a game is alive and well when it's not. You know what else directly impacts their sales, or at least should? Reviews. And nothing forces publishers to be more honest than Steam's review system.
It's actually hilarious to me that people don't want to be honest. Understandably, in almost every other walk of life, there is no other thing like Steam to help you like navigate through certain like industries or items or consumer things, which leads you to believe that like, what's the implication? Oh, well, every other thing is dishonest, but like, here's the one facet of the gaming industry that is honest, and everyone's trying to like shut it down, shut it down.
This isn't just a feature, it's one of the most powerful forces in gaming. A single bad decision can sink your game overnight. When Sony tried to force in PlayStation logins into Helldivers 2, Steam players review bombed the game so hard that Sony backtracked in record time.
Oh yeah.
This wouldn't have happened on any other platform, but on Steam, negative reviews can actually affect sales, which means developers can't ignore them. And it's not just PC players that are checking out these Steam reviews. Console players are relying on them too, because let's be honest, gaming journalism is dead. IGN, Kotaku, GameSpot, these outlets have turned into nothing more than corporate mouthpieces, handing out 9 out of 10 scores to garbage, half-baked games, dismissing real player concerns and treating criticism like it's toxic. Nobody trusts them anymore. Players aren't going to waste their time and money based on some paid-for Metacritic score. Instead, they're going to go check out Steam because that's the place where real, unfiltered player opinions actually matter. Steam lets players organize and warn each other. Unlike other platforms that try to suppress discussions that might hurt their sales, Steam allows open, unmoderated discussions. Take Sweet Baby Detected as an example, a group that tracks a specific game consultancy agency that was involved with writing different games. Whether you agree with them or not, players deserve the right to know who is shaping their games and if they want to buy something that they are involved in. The gaming press wanted Steam to shut it down. Developers tried to call for its removal, but Valve, they didn't cave. They didn't censor it. They left it up. Here's the truth. Steam doesn't just compete with these other storefronts. It is regulating the entire industry. Anytime Steam makes a change or bans something entirely, these publishers and developers have to fall in line. Otherwise, they're not going to have their games on the biggest platform in the world.
And you want your game to be on the biggest platform in the world. You do.
With how hard it's been for some of these companies to actually profit off of some of their games, they cannot afford to not be
I
on
need a hot drink. I need to heal.
Steam. That's why Steam is such a threat to modern gaming. It exists in direct opposition to everything that these big publishers have been wanting. It's too user-friendly. It gives players too much control. It's too transparent, and it forces them to play fair. And that's why these companies keep trying so hard to replace it. Epic burned billions trying to make a competitor. Amazon failed before they even got started. Ubisoft, EA, and a bunch of other publishers have abandoned their own PC launchers because nobody wanted them. Every attempt to take Steam down has failed. And why is that? Well, that's because when given a choice, players are always going to choose freedom over control. And that's why they're choosing Steam. Valve isn't just another faceless corporation. It still operates like a game developer. It's not run by marketing executives or analysts that don't play games. It's run by people who actually understand video games. They make video games. That's why Steam has a clear identity.
I mean, but okay, the last game that they made was, what was that? Deadlock? They actually made Deadlock, and before that, Half-Life Alyx. But then before that, they made the Steam Deck. But then before that, what would they make? There's like a big old gap. Or no, they did CS2.
And one that prioritizes the players over the publishers. And that's why every single competitor is going to fail. Amazon, Epic, Xbox, EA, Ubisoft, every single one of these PC platforms was built by people who only put profits first and players second. They don't understand their audience because they aren't their audience. But Steam is different. It was built for the players, and because of that, Valve is the only company that is actually regulating the industry. I, for one, am completely happy that we have Steam on our side, and they are the ones that are laying out the rules right now. Because if they weren't doing it, then nobody would. Because, well, you know, in a lot of cases, there's nobody that's actually trying to fight on our side legislatively. It's governments and whatnot. Half these people are.
I mean, but understandably, there's also a lot of, and another point for Steam. Well, do they, like, disclose? I think they have, like, the little gambling label on, like, whether or not a game has, like, loot boxes. I was gonna say, well, the whole issue of, like, and that's a fourth point I forgot to mention, Counter-Strike fucking skins, and them refusing to acknowledge that they allow all these third-party accounts and websites to advertise on like all these skins and gun skins and loot boxes. I don't know how it works. But fucking CoffeeZilla made his little like Star Wars trilogy about the whole gambling in Counter-Strike and Steam and Valve. All right, so again, Steam's not a saint. All right, they have their flaws.
We're too old to really understand video games to begin with, and they don't really care about it. And even if they did, well, they just probably have some people that would lobby against it, and then they'd make it worse. So, yeah. But there isn't a single company within this industry that could compete with Steam. And I say that with the utmost confidence because you have a company that, one, isn't publicly traded, so they're not being influenced by investors or trying to make money for other people. They're just trying to make money for themselves. And on top of that, these guys make more money per employee than Apple and Google. They're making more than enough money that they don't even care. And the only way for them to make more money, at least from their perspective, is just to invite more players in and then protect that audience, protect those customers, because that's the way that they stay. If you use them and abuse them, well, they're going to go leave. They're going to go somewhere else or something like that. That's not what you want. No. That's the reason why when we look at Steam, for the most part has been on autopilot. They don't need to change anything. They don't need to do.
Yeah, they do. No. Yeah, they do. There are some things that they could change.
Do anything to it. You don't need to add anything other than video games, more games for me to play and buy. That's the reason why these guys are going back to making video games right now. That's the reason why they're going and making a Steam Deck, because they're making ways to invite more players into the ecosystem rather than milk the players that are already there.
I mean, and also a fifth point. Okay, let me see. Steam concurrent players. Where Where the fuck is it? Why the fuck is banana still in the top like 10? All right, it's all these like NFT bros thinking they're gonna get like rich, farming these dopey little stickers that are worth like, I don't know, like 0.5% of a penny. All right, and if I just like automate all of this like clicking of the banana game, that they can accumulate and become a millionaire. Okay, put a stop to this, please. This is so retarded. And also fix Counter-Strike 2 and crack down on the dang, what do you call it? Even though I don't play CS and don't really give a shit, it's not really affecting me, but like, come on, guys. Fix the gambling bullshit. The fucking stop making stupid banana stickers and giving them like real world value. Same thing with Counter-Strike. Fix that.
That's how their vision is completely opposite for the rest of the entire industry, because these guys are so focused on trying to squeeze every drop out of whoever they have, they end up scaring everybody else away, including the people they're squeezing. That doesn't work out in the long run. Now, while Valve has definitely betrayed us in the past, I'm not going to pretend like they're a perfect company. They are the ones that popularized loot boxes in a lot of ways.
Yep.
From my perspective, they're one of the very few that are still on our side and are still working for our best interests. They're still working for us. And that's the most important thing. Well, I think a lot of people believe that Steam's going to change one day, and fair enough. All companies change. Things change. It's how the world works more than anything else. You know, this company is so small. They make so much money. They only have 300 employees.
Yeah.
They have such a focused philosophy on video games and players and customers and their platform. I don't see that going anywhere.
It's
When
not.
you have a company that small with that strong a leadership, that doesn't just disappear overnight. That doesn't disappear when Gabe Newell leaves the company. Yes, I know we have a 62-year-old man that basically has the health and fairness of the entire video game industry weighing on his shoulders, but he doesn't really take me as the kind of guy that would just walk off and leave somebody else to burn it down.
Yeah. Surely he wouldn't do a George Lucas like with Star Wars.
You're likely going to pick somebody that's going to be a solid successor. So, yeah. Man, these publishers have to hate Steam.
Oh, yeah.
They are stomping all over every single dirty little nasty trick they want to pull.
Mm.
And they're not going to get away with any of it. Not unless they want to make money. If you want to make money, you better be on Steam. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitch. Like the video. Comment on the video. Follow me on Twitter. That is all I have for you today. Stay cool, stay righteous, stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Family.
Oh, man. And another W from your boy Lego Drops. Dang. Gabe once said something like, the only way to beat piracy is to provide a service that is more convenient. And they did. True. I'm so confused. Amazon was competing with Steam? Literally me too. I had no idea. Amazon, you won this time, Steam, but I'll be back. Steam, who even are you? Nobody had any idea that Amazon was trying to compete with Steam. That's the funniest shit. Oh, man. Oh, okay. That's enough for me. Another W. I'm waiting for the next one. Freaking awesome. Keep it up, dude. But that's it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.